Me and me. That's how we do it.
Think about that. Think about it.
Yeah. You know.
Think about that. Think about it.
Iron Sheik. Moorish MC.
Think about that. Think about it.
Shimitar Bay. Moorish Master.
Think about that.
MC.
Think about it.
Hey, yo, think about this, now think about that. Think about your first words and don't talk back. Think about your status, don't call yourself black. Think about how corporations jack you with tax, like menace to society or any gangster flick. Before you say you're a slave descendant, think about the ship. Think about the trip across the Atlantic. Think about the mutiny. Think about the panic. Would slaves be frantic, heading back to shore in a ship not theirs, or was it really yours? Prisoners of war, subjugated Moors, crossed Alps with Hannibal and the Battle of Tours. Spanish Inquisition that didn't convert the Moors. Think about the laws and the first passports were given to the Euros during Barbary Wars, fleeing from the pirates like they swimming from jaws. Take over their vessels and make their wives whores. That's why they hate our sisters and us to their core. I can't wrong them. You better think about that. Pirates coming and they thinking y'all sailing off the map. Do they face us head on and plan an attack, or call it a loss and sail to the horizon off the map? I wasn't there, but I think about this. They also thought whales and giant squid were monster fish. On open waters can't defend self or protect daughters. Just play the Catholic fathers and prep for slaughter.
Think about that. Think about it. Think about that. Think about it. Think about that. Think about it. Think about that. Think about it.
Hey yo, think about it. Think about it. When you hear the truth, do you think that you should doubt it? Drew said, what I brought you, you could shout it. Many make friends with lies, but truth, they want about it. Like a main event on pay-per-view and wanna be champ. With no status, you can line yourself in the drunk tank. With Indians on fire water, all in your face. Tax exempt card for Indians, what a disgrace. Indian tax card, get them the liquor so cheap. Before the night start, red dirty Moors lay in a heap. Talking in Ojibwe tongue with skunk drunk speech. Jumbled and mumbled like savages from African jungles. Sounded like a power but no African bongos. Corporate cities use aboriginal names like Toronto, Mississauga, Ottawa, Niagara, Canada. More civilized, not conquered, Spain and Grenada. Civilized worldwide, north, south, east and west. We brought science from space heights to sea depths. We brought physics, alchemy, check pyramid texts of Maya, not Egypt. You'll see it if you go to China. Africa is Asia, that's why those from China could find gold in South Africa, working like miners. Africa really belongs to Asiatics. Pygmy bushmen with afros were so nomadic, traveling across hot sand, seas and forests. Expert navigators, Moors far from novice. We were never meant to just keep Euro shoes polished. You must walk through Moors Gate to go to Jews College.
Think about that. Think about it. 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 Think about that.
Initiates of the Sacred Brotherhood of Elite MCs. Raw mysterious initiates of the Sacred Brotherhood of Elite MCs. Raw mysterious initiates of the Sacred Brotherhood of Elite MCs. Raw mysterious initiates of the Sacred Brotherhood of Elite MCs. Raw mysterious. Molly is happy when Moors are happy. Vixens wink fake lashes trying to trap me. 40 days and nights battling the lower demons. This is not the land, hybrids can't be freemen. If this is not their land, who's the immigrant thinking they're sovereign? Imagination figment, recessive is their status, lacking pigment. Game for the Thanksgiving, but no commitment to indigenous Moors they conquered with Bibles, signs in the vitals and signs in the cycles, only to strangle, embracing my rivals. Free national standards, not playing with the tribals. Each Moor is their own Christ, not disciples. Whether hands or thoughts, no worshiping idols. Always carry my Moorish Quran, no recitals. Everyone will not process ancients' arrivals. Initiates of the Sacred Brotherhood of Elite MCs. Raw mysterious initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious.
Innate mystic ability to show and prove a lesson, coupled with the agility to move you with the message. Presence of divine mind to navigate you with a reference, urgent with a purpose, perfect. Emergent urban legends, real more is not a question or a choice or a preference. You are who you are, you should have the same obsession. Broke the same jewels to a dude, the corner Jane and Western. What you reppin', all that effort, that direction keep you separate in a world of blind sheep. I was born to be a shepherd, mind like an elephant. Got the paws of a leopard, means I'm wise and I'm strong. Crank you up like I'm a record, take you to the body shop. Correct your lines to true vector manifestations. Matter, energy, and mind, spirit men unsung. Trey Young dropping dimes until you tighten up, you catching splinters from the pine. Clean the clouds out your thoughts, that's what keep you in the bind.
Initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious.
I hear you running your mouth, talking about how you the best out, like I went south, like I ain't standing here with my chest out, poking my bubble vest out. Know how many years rappers been stressed out, trying to write the kind of rhymes that I left out of a song. You rap cowards are more on the day that Yahweh is gone. While I'm alive, y'all won't give me my flowers, cause I'm a thorn in your side. That's alright, I'ma keep poking. The beast woke in the middle of the night, sheet soaking with teeth broken. That's cause I took a bite out my dreams, hoping it never stops. I only see L's at 3 o'clock when I peek at my watch. Laugh at these lists that I ain't on, I should be at the top. And that's as clear as air, so I'm there if you see me or not. I remember not having gas inside the hoop, so I'm added the coupe, and the pickup got a panoramic roof. The chain dangles, A angle looking like a kaleidoscope, shining. So the finest hose is eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
I hear ya running your mouth, speaking colored and stateless. I'm protected by ancients, black obsidian bracelets. Moorish music, my playlist. No need for Moroccan states. Moorish empire is what my estate is. Stand on my square, upside down 5-point star in a circle. My prophet universal, yours playing commercial. Lion claim a continent, an island called Turtle. Too many trust the patriarchs and abandon maternal. Blacks let alphabet groups steal their civil rights. Black sellouts take death oaths and sacrificial rites. White man is the devil. They never killed a cracker. Moors are all pheasant turbans. Y'all are all cappers. Hip hop raised me. No man purse, still backpackers. Nationality, days order. No black banners. Y'all dissing Moors but support conscious peddles and scammers. Nico Ortiz and Chic, all MCs, no whack rappers.
Yo, they stay running their mouth, but I don't hear them though. Your style old, 365, bro, that's a year ago. You want the crown? You a bit too late. The kid go off the top like a slip toupee. While your album on the shelf, cause the shit too fake. You like Slim B and Tardy try to emulate. The game wide open, cause the competition's still stiff. I am legend, my shit slaps sorta like Will Smith.
I hear you running your mouth, talking about how you the best out, like I went south, like I ain't standing here with my chest out, poking my bubble vest out. Know how many years rappers been stressed out, trying to write the kind of rhymes that I left out of a song. You rap cowards are more on the day that Yahweh is gone. While I'm alive, y'all won't give me my flowers, cause I'm a thorn in your side. That's alright, I'ma keep poking. The beast woke in the middle of the night, sheet soaking with teeth broken. That's cause I took a bite out my dreams, hoping it never stops. I only see L's at 3 o'clock when I peek at my watch. Laugh at these lists that I ain't on, I should be at the top. And that's as clear as air, so I'm there if you see me or not. I remember not having gas inside the hoop, so I added the coupe, and the pickup got a panoramic roof. The chain dangles, A angle looking like a kaleidoscope shining. So the finest hose is eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
I hear y'all running your mouth, speaking colored and stateless. I'm protected by ancients, black obsidian bracelets. Moorish music, my playlist. No need for Moroccan states. Moorish empire is what my estate is. Stand on my square, upside down 5-point star in a circle. My prophet universal, yours playing commercial. Lion claim a continent, an island called Turtle. Too many trusted patriarchs and abandoned maternal. Blacks let alphabet groups steal their civil rights. Black sellouts take death oaths and sacrificial rites. White man is the devil. They never killed a cracker. Moors are all pheasant turbans. Y'all are all cappers. Hip-hop raised me. No man purse, still backpackers. Nationality, days order. No black banners. Y'all dissing Moors but support conscious peddles and scammers. Nico Ortiz and Chic, all MCs, no whack rappers.
Yo, they stay running their mouth, but I don't hear them though. Your style old, 365, bro, that's a year ago. You want the crown? You a bit too late. The kid go off the top like a slip toupee. While your album on the shelf, cause the shit too fake. You like Slim V and Charlie try to emulate the game wide open. Cause the competition's still stiff. I am legend, my shit slaps sorta like Will Smith. You love the hate, your origin is as a fan. It's why we see deep down you're ambiguous as a man. Conspicuous with your plan, we witness it as it pan. Feathers up, time to stand as indigenous of the land. When this verse drop, you probably won't be rapping as much. I don't need help, I hold my own like grabbing my nuts. And to the meme scholarship, I ain't feeling it much. Come to Peace Pipe TV to get your interview up. Let's go.
This is all 9 lives, synchronized in perfect step, time after time, averting certain death before you leave. Must relieve karmic debt, which beget this war within us. RC-Tech best, dust off records, our forebearers left. Put the needle to the groove, return to their mindset. Download begins, rewind cassette. Time is death, so then kill your clocks. This the will of Allah, filling you all to the rim, and then some till it spills and it falls over all facets of the masses. Transactions composed in maxims, revising your cannons. Drove past heaven, it was littered with abandoned mansions. So I adverse possessed like 5 or 6. Gave them back the addresses. I got family moving in. Forget the madness, let the reversion begin.
True Ali the mastermind, other leaders asinine. Never dropping facts, use emotions to pass the time. Never make it on my shrine, Kundalini up the spine. Halo glow to aftershock, make you see the sign of times. Beeline to bloodline, Aquarian age flood minds. Rhyme like a plumb line, sometimes it's bud time. Rock mid-range deadly, all around the foul line. Playback I'm front line, Moorish is my guideline. Step and cause a fault line, throw your service offline. Watch them get outshine, cross me like a state line. Get cut like a brake line, F you and your concubine. Strangle with a fishing line, when I help is genuine. Always from the heart, all chakras are intertwined. Self you must redefine, more from the civil line. Not the clandestine, stake a vamp at chest line. Sun stay stationary, shadow left behind. Say you don't want to, not that you have no sign. See good in everything and how you must train the mind. Give out some love and find peace sublime. Water and the key lime keeps the body alkaline. Law should remain divine, not too much maritime. Get all 13 journals of the Moorish paradigm. Israelites from Sarah line, my path is the narrow line. Thought you had the upper hand, I saw it like a tarot line.
I'm painting with the big pen, game 6. Unity about as crucial with game 6 of the finals. I'm glowing like I won a title, but Ellen Beta noble titles. Don't worship humans, that's a false idol. Heavenly vibes coming from my recital. Middle fingers to connivers and instigators. The truth to revive you like the liberators. So this a pump to the chest. Utilize what's useful and throw away the rest. My vegan ways have put the beef to rest. My calling got directed like receptionist. So think mother every time you see a crest. The Moors is here to put that bullshit to rest. So think mother every time you see your crest. The Moors is here to bring that bullshit to rest.
When I step in the center, they can tell I'm a winner, live my life right. Thank God, log, I'm not a sinner, live my life like I'm passing through time. Disastrous crimes, you killing up my people, I'm asking your back is why. You feeling the energy rise, because we open the eyes, we see the open skies and all them cop picking lies. That's how I battle enemies, I be using my energy. I move like the centipede, in the mirror see tending me.
This is all 9 live, synchronized in perfect step, time after time, averting certain death before you leave. Must relieve karmic debt, which begat this war within us. Tech best, dust off records, our forebearers left. Put the needle to the groove, return to their mindset. Download begins, rewind cassette. Time is death, so then kill your clocks. This the will of Allah, filling you all to the rim and then some till it spills and it falls over all facets of the masses. Transactions composed in maxims, revising your cannons. Drove past heaven, it was littered with abandoned mansions where adverse possessed like 5 or 6. Gave them back their addresses. I got family moving in. Forget the madness, let the reversion begin.
True Ali the mastermind, other leaders asinine. Never dropping facts, use emotions to pass the time. Never.
This is all 9 live, synchronized in perfect step, time after time, averting certain death before you leave. Must relieve karmic debt, which begat this war within us. Tech best, dust off records, our forebearers left. Put the needle to the groove, return to their mindset. Download begins, rewind cassette. Time is death, so then kill your clocks. This the will of Allah, filling you all to the rim and then some till it spills and it falls over all facets of the masses. Transactions composed in maxims, revising your cannons. Drove past heaven, it was littered with abandoned mansions where adverse possessed like 5 or 6. Gave them back their addresses. I got family moving in. Forget the madness, let the reversion begin.
True Ali the mastermind, other leaders asinine. Never dropping facts, use emotions to pass the time. Never make it on my shrine. Kundalini up the spine, halo glow to aftershine. Make you see the sign of times. Beeline to bloodline, Aquarian age flood minds. Rhyme like a plumb line. Sometimes it's bud time, rock mid-range deadly, all around the foul line. Playback on front line, Moorish is my guideline. Step and cause a fault line, throw your service offline. Watch them get outshine, cross me like a state line, get cut like a break line. F you and your concubine, strangle with a fishing line. When I help is genuine, always from the heart, all chakras are intertwined. Self you must redefine, more from the civil line, not the clandestine. Stake a vamp at chest line, sun stay stationary, shadow left behind. Say you don't want to, not that you have no sign. See good in everything and how you must train the mind. Give out some love and find peace sublime. Water and the key lime keeps the body alkaline. Law should remain divine, not too much maritime. Get all 13 journals of the Moorish paradigm. Israelites from Sarah line, my path is the narrow line. Thought you had the upper hand, I saw it like a tarot line.
I'm painting with the big P in game 6. Unity about as crucial as game 6 of the finals. I'm glowing like I won the title, but elevated noble titles. Don't worship humans, that's a false idol. Heavenly vibes coming from my recital. Middle fingers to connivers and instigators. The truth to revive you like the liberators. So this a pump to the chest. Utilize what's useful and throw away the rest. My vegan ways will put the beef to rest. My calling got directed like receptionists. So think mother every time you see a crest. The Moors is here to put that bullshit to rest. So think mother every time you see a crest. The Moors is here to bring that bullshit to rest.
When I step in the center, they can tell I'm a winner, live my life right. Thank God, log, I'm not a sinner, live my life like I'm passing through time. Disastrous crimes, you killing up my people, I'm asking your back is why. You feeling the energy rise, because we open the eyes, we see the open skies and all them cop picking lies. That's how I battle enemies, I be using my energy. I move like the centipede, in the mirror see tending me. Pay attention to tendencies, trying to mess up the chemistry. We can be one big family, I do it for the nation. How many gon' stand with me? I got the prophet up front and you're mad at me. Can't love a man that look like you, but it's sad to see. I'm just acting like the children watching and it has to be. Nationality got me feeling like a dad to beat. Grass sheep provide the speaking, I just had to bring the heat. Khalifa society, Canaanland Moors, Moorish connection, rise of the Moors.
Common sense was made before book sense. Canaanland Moors presents Common Sense Quick.
Legendary, bury me in the North Gates Cemetery, February the 4th days. Son of Mary, day ahead of my born day. Independence and law makes civil literal lost case. With case laws, we break them down like Jericho. Keeping all my lions tamed, I'm Chris Jericho. I'll keep a mask on deck, I'm Rey Mysterio. Fake pandemics announced over the radio. Annoyed with the game, the joys and the pains. I'm Rob Bass, mixing with rock the hard way. I was in a lost state. Prophets stood me up right, brought me to a lost gate. Cooking like I'm Saute, repping like I'm Denzel. Malcolm X, Deja Vu, Roman J. Israel. Had no but I lay in plain sight, but people still can't see it, so the snake's still showing up. Stakes still high, so the race still going up. Warriors of the North Gate, we not slowing up. Born in the manger, sworn to be savior. Walk through the valley of the shadows of the death dip in slavery. Looking for life, the book of Genesis. Astroplane entrances, invoke the nemesis. Abstract images of past lives kicking in. Danger, running for your life. Finish him.
Morris Omar, key man or oracle. Using trinity powers, decipher allegorical. Lost and metaphorical, holy books are metaphysic. Facts slap a dirty more or a Drew Ali critic. Calling him Thomas or Walter and get your face caved. Or cut like a close shave. Drowned in my brain waves, squashed by heat waves. Activating Kundalini. Abyssinia invaded by Mussolini. Selassie I in exile. Reptile in Genesis, niggas appearing real. All I see is false evidence. DAR feminists, stomped on by elephants. More like more prejudice, but want Moorish benefits. When you feel the cold magnetic resonance. Apis horns of the sacred book, all maleficent. Great cosmic mothers, return to blessedness. No pestilence, ace all the testaments. Tap into remembrance, never to forget again. Use energy right, not put spell effects on men. Wandering the earth plane with no they live shades. Keeps you a mental slave as the horizon fades. It's been decades since Christian crusades. Not enough rebellions, too many vigil bouquets. Holding on to the fence, burning on doomsday.
Common sense was made before book sense. Canaanland Moors presents Common Sense Quick.
Legendary, bury me in the North Gates Cemetery, February the 4th days. Son of Mary, day ahead of my born day. Independence and law makes civil literal lost case. With case laws, we break them down like Jericho. Keeping all my lions tamed, I'm Chris Jericho. I'll keep a mask on deck, I'm Rey Mysterio. Fake pandemics announced over the radio. Annoyed with the game, the joys and the pains. I'm Rob Bass, mixing with rock the hard way. I was in a lost state. Prophets stood me up right, brought me to a lost gate. Cooking like I'm Saute, repping like I'm Denzel. Malcolm X, Deja Vu, Roman J. Israel. Had no but I lay in plain sight, but people still can't see it, so the snake's still showing up. Stakes still high, so the race still going up. Warriors of the North Gate, we not slowing up. Born in the manger, sworn to be savior. Walk through the valley of the shadows of the death dip in slavery. Looking for life, the book of Genesis. Astroplane entrances, invoke the nemesis. Abstract images of past lives kicking in. Danger, running for your life. Finish him.
Morris Omar, key man or oracle. Using trinity powers, decipher allegorical. Lost and metaphorical, holy books are metaphysic. Facts slap a dirty more or a Drew Ali critic. Calling him Thomas or Walter and get your face caved. Or cut like a close shave. Drowned in my brain waves, squashed by heat waves. Activating Kundalini. Abyssinia invaded by Mussolini. Selassie I in exile. Reptile in Genesis, niggas appearing real. All I see is false evidence. DAR feminists, stomped on by elephants. More like more prejudice, but want Moorish benefits. When you feel the cold magnetic resonance. Apis horns of the sacred book, all maleficent. Great cosmic mothers, return to blessedness. No pestilence, ace all the testaments. Tap into remembrance, never to forget again. Use energy right, not put spell effects on men. Wandering the earth plane with no they live shades. Keeps you a mental slave as the horizon fades. It's been decades since Christian crusades. Not enough rebellions, too many vigil bouquets. Holding on to the fence, burning on doomsday. War ruled by Mars, it might be on a Tuesday.
Canaanland Moors presents Common Sense Quick. What we do here is we add some common sense thinking to everyday situations or comments that may arise. Want to give it a try?
This is what it feels like. 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 People running up to me that I don't know. Are you a prince? They ask, tell them I'm from Morocco. Look me up and down with a smile, not a frown. Turn their brain to water, watch the lower self drown. Wanna touch my antennas and steal my energy. Eyes bulge, telling them I'm always King Edward V. When it comes to facts, with most they get beggarly. They ask Morocco where? The farthest northwesterly. With every question asked, I respond cleverly. All dependents won't explain expertly. Going in their wallets, pull out pictures with feathers, breaking down the ring, then the mason confesses. He's at 33 degrees, now the convo stretches like yoga into esoteric metaphysic lessons. When my people aren't like me, he impresses. When we take more science to the highways and hedges. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like.
They tried to get you to think again. That's the prophet. I'm upright, don't need a friend. And you can't stop this. I'ma write with my pen. Violate me and I'ma sentence again. Remain cautious, cause often it's in again. That's in the police out, just the silence men.
This is what it feels like. 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 People running up to me that I don't know. Are you a prince? They ask, tell them I'm from Morocco. Look me up and down with a smile, not a frown. Turn their brain to water, watch the lower self drown. Wanna touch my antennas and steal my energy. Eyes bulge, telling them I'm always King Edward V. When it comes to facts, with most they get beggarly. They ask Morocco where? The farthest northwesterly. With every question asked, I respond cleverly. All dependents won't explain expertly. Going in their wallets, pull out pictures with feathers, breaking down the ring, then the mason confesses. He's at 33 degrees, now the convo stretches like yoga into esoteric metaphysic lessons. When my people aren't like me, he impresses. When we take more science to the highways and hedges. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like.
They tried to get you to think again. That's the prophet. I'm upright, don't need a friend. And you can't stop this. I'ma write with my pen. Violate me and I'ma sentence again. Remain cautious, cause often it's in again. That's in the police out, just the silence men. When they bust through your door, you won't breathe again. Nationality will show you how to live again. It can change the predicament you're living in. You can heal the whole world without medicine. Only truth can make you a better man. Why lie? Cause you got paid to murder men. Then you try to lock them up when they riot in. That's okay, cause for freedom I'm diving in. With no knowledge you come back to die again. Resurrect me not, cause I'd rather be one with Allah.
This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like.
A meeting, and it was an all-white meeting. I was in the US and I was having a meeting, and it was an all-white meeting. I was the only black man in the meeting. And then it was time for me to introduce myself, and someone just made a racial slur and said, "Black man, introduce yourself." But I wasn't moved, right? Because my father raised me to tell me that I was from Idoani in Ondo State. My mother raised me to tell me that she was from Ikpele. But when I began to do my research, I went deep and I realized that Idoani was founded by the son of King Ewari from Edo State. My mother's hometown was also founded by another, prince from Edo. So I'm from Edo. So I began to dig deep into Edo ancestry, and I realized that Benin Kingdom was one of the most sophisticated kingdoms in the world in the ancient world, 1300 to 1700. Benin had a semblance of street lighting before Berlin, before New York, before London, right? They had the best road network. So I stood up at the meeting and I said, I am a descendant of the ancestry that built the first smart city in the world, and it's called Benin Kingdom. My name is Praise Fowowe, and I'm a prince. The entire room went quiet. During tea break, everyone came to me to say, "Can you tell us more about Benin Kingdom?" I said, "Google is your friend. Check it." And so they started asking me, "What about the Benin wall? Is it still standing?" And blah, 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 blah. Right. Why was I able to do that? I tapped into my ancestry. I knew who I was. And so whatever you call me, because if you don't dictate to people what they should call you, they will call you anything. I was in the US and I was having a meeting, and it was an all-white meeting. I was the only black man in the meeting. And then it was time for me to introduce myself, and someone just made a racial slur and said, "Black man, introduce yourself."
Happy Moorish History Month, day 19. And conveniently, it's on a Q&A Wednesday. So if you got your questions, make sure you email your questions. Email's right there at the bottom. Can't say you don't have the email. And so let's talk about Moorish History Month. Since people want to play like it's black. So since they want to play like it's black, right? They want to play like it's black? All right. African prince goes to European meeting. Black guy. Hey, black guy. Tell us about yourself. It's just the icebreaker. Ain't nothing going on. We're just here meeting and the icebreaker. And they got their stuff shattered. Why? Because he knew himself. But it sounds real familiar. It sounds real familiar to these other people. These people that they say are Moors, Moorish Americans and all that, right? These people say they're Moors and Moorish Americans and all that. And they be saying the same stuff, just like what this African guy is saying right here. Just like what he's saying. The African guy where they say, go back to the motherland and all that stuff, like how they talk. Those people. You know what I'm talking about, right? All the go back to people, or this is their boy. This is their boy. And he sound just like Moors talk to these people. How come he sound just like Moors talk to these people? Because he's Moor? He's Moorish? But he didn't say he's Moorish, so he's not a Moor. Dumbass, Moor is a mindset. And his mindset is Moorish. Because if you listen to him talk, he talks just like how the Moors talk. He's just saying Benin instead of saying Morocco or Moorish. That's the only difference. You just switch what he's saying. Just take Benin out, put Moorish Empire in there and all that stuff. Tell me he doesn't sound like a Moor talking. Stop the BS. This is your boy. This is your back to Africa guy. We're not talking about these fake back to Africa, Pan-African whoever's over here. We're not talking about them. We're talking about the original, the root. This is their boy. This is not Moors. We're just sitting in the back. We're just over here minding our business or whatever like that. Reading something, maybe billing with a Moor, taking care of the children, whatever. We're just, Moors, doing what we do. And somebody sends something. Hey, you see, sounds like what you've been saying. How come this sounds like what you've been saying? What do you mean, how come? Because it's a mindset. It's a mindset. Once it doesn't register in your brain that saying you're Moorish American, descendant of Moroccan, whatever, that's a mindset. That's not, oh, I got some paper, so I'm a Moor. No, now I did it. Oh, I have a card right here, so I show you that I'm a Moor. No, that's not what it is. Anybody telling you that, they've been playing you. But it's a mindset. And you can't, just like the Moor said in the chat, you can't see it. But thinking is an action. Using those faculties is a doing. So more is an action word. Not only is it an identity, it's also an action word. It's also a verb. Because you can be a Moor. Be means you're doing something. You're not just standing there. Action. So Juali said, all Moors are active, not passive. Because passivity is stagnancy. Activity is movement. Oh, divine and national movement. Oh. And they've been playing you the whole time. Our brother, let's let him cook. Cook them.
But I wasn't moved, right? Because my father raised me to tell me that I was from Idoani in Ondo State. My mother raised me to tell me that she was from Ikpele. But when I began to do my research, I went deep and I realized that Idoani was founded by the son of King Ewari from Edo State. My mother's hometown was also founded by another, prince from Edo. So I'm from Edo. So I began to dig deep into Edo ancestry, and I realized that Benin Kingdom was one of the most sophisticated kingdoms in the world in the ancient world, 1300 to 1700. Benin had a semblance of street lighting before Berlin, before New York, before London, right? They had the best road network. So I stood up at the meeting and I said, I am a descendant of the ancestry that built the first smart city in the world, and it's called Benin Kingdom. My name is Praise Fowowe, and I'm a prince. The entire room went quiet. During tea break, everyone came to me to say, can you tell us more about Benin Kingdom? I said, Google is your friend. Check it. And so they started asking me, what about the Benin wall? Is it still standing? And blah, 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 blah. Right. Why was I able to do that? I tapped into my ancestry. I knew who I was. And so whatever you call me, because if you don't dictate to people what they should call you, they will call you anything. I was in the US and I was having a meeting, and it was an all-white meeting. I was the only black man in the meeting. And then it was time for me to introduce myself, and someone just made a racial slur and said, black man, introduce yourself. But I wasn't moved, right? Because my father raised me to tell me that I was from Idoani in Ondo State. My mother raised me to tell me that she was from Ikpele. But when I began to do my research, I went deep and I realized that Idoani was founded by the son of King Ewari from Edo State. My mother's hometown was also founded by another, prince from Edo. So I'm from Edo. So I began to dig deep into Edo ancestry, and I realized that Benin Kingdom was one of the most sophisticated kingdoms in the world in the ancient world, 1300 to 1700. Benin had a semblance of street lighting before Berlin, before New York, before London, right? They had the best road network. So I stood up at the meeting and I said, I am a descendant of the ancestry that built the first smart city in the world, and it's called Benin Kingdom. My name is Praise Fowowe, and I'm a prince.
And then that's just like all the Moors who they said, while they have their fez on or their turban or something like that, and they went somewhere and said they're a Moor, and people stand there looking at them with their mouths open. looking them up and down, bowing down to them, asking 500 million questions. All of a sudden, they go in their wallet and they're pulling out a picture of their great uncle, whoever, with the fez on. Remember, this is not a Moor. This is their African guy over there. This is their, oh yeah, our people, the Benin people and the ancestry of our ancestors, they don't call themselves black still, but they're connected to some Benin. No, you're not. You're a liar. Because here's somebody from there right now telling you that black stuff is some BS. They tell me I'm black. Black nothing. I have ancestry. I'm a prince. I'm not black. African guy. Maybe they'll listen if he tells them. Maybe they'll listen if he tells them. Oh yeah, in the morning the chat just said, go get from Babylon to Timbuktu. Go get that. That these people know that they're not black. They have a culture. They are not some slave doing stuff for Europeans. They have their own government and all that. Said took it as a racial slur. Remember, this is the over there African guy. They said black to him, and he took that as a racial slur. By his looks, what they call black people, he should be under that. If these people over here are saying they're black, then anybody who looks like them, it should be the same. You should say, hey, are you black? And this be, yeah, I'm a black man or whatever like that. That's how it should be. He took being called black as getting called N-word. That's how he took black. Oh yeah, and he wasn't moved. He wasn't moved. He wasn't moved by being called black. Black? No, let me tell you who I am. Because you're not going to assume that BS on me. Because I know who I am. I know who I am. I'm not black. Cooking them. Just have them in the pot. Shh. Cooking their ass. Full of BS. And the fact that it was modern Europeans too. And the fact that after he did that, they're running up to him and all that. Then that means you're missing it. You're missing it. And you need to go do something. I don't know what you're going to do, but you're in trouble. You're in trouble. If you really think that going the black route is gonna do something for you, look at the other people. Look at the other people. This is a brother from the continent over there. The brother from the continent. Yeah. Brother from the continent. And he's telling them. You're not hearing what he's saying? You're not going to hear what he's saying? You have to, like, come on. Really? You're not? Just gonna blatantly not? You can't do that. Because that's proof of what Moors have been saying since the 1900s. Since the 1900s. So let's go with this Q&A. We'll start here because this one's this is one for all the Moors. Because more study and we don't have to, you know, we don't have to hold back. We don't have to hold back stuff or pretend like, you know, this is something only for us or something like that. Moors find stuff, they send it all the time. And we put it out there. Because more study. And it's just so much out there that you can't. If you want to deny it, you can. I mean, I'm not saying you can't. I mean, you can deny it if you want to. But there's too much evidence. There's too much evidence. So this is for all the Moors. Write this one down. You're going to want this one. Peabody Museum of American Archaeology and Ethnology. Harvard University Papers, Volume 1. Just don't want to hear anything from anybody. Peabody Museum. On folio 472 of this ancient document, it is cataloged with other objects in featherwork contained in a chest, number 9, and is described as a Moorish hat of beautiful, long, lustrous green and gold-hued feathers, bedecked above with white, red, and blue feathers and gold rosettes and ornaments. In front on the forehead, it was a beak of pure gold. The term Moorish, as here applied, can scarcely be regarded as a deceptive one inasmuch as Montezuma, the king of Temistian and Mexico, is subsequently designated a Moorish king in this same inventory of 1596. It is interesting to note that the gradual changes that occur in the wording of the subsequent periodical official registrations of this Moorish hat. In 1613, it's inscribed with faithfully reproduced. In 1621, the Indian was substituted for Moorish. With this single alteration, the original text was again transcribed in 1730. In 1788, however, a remarkable transformation was effected. The hat became an apron, and an official record reads, an Indian apron of long green feathers. It is garnished above with a narrow band of white feathers, followed by a broad one of green. Then there is a narrow stripe of red and broad one of blue. The bands are studded with crescents or horseshoes. They can't escape from the Moors, right? They go through all that. Like, just talk about, you want to talk about changing the narrative? You want to talk about changing the narrative? So think about this historically, right? Think about this historically. There's the Moors. And then they had Moorish stuff, Moorish hat, Moorish shoes, Moorish whatever. They had Moorish stuff. Moor was substituted for Indian. And then everything that was a Moorish thing got changed to being something else. And then tie that with the labels. How they just took the Moorish hat, turned it upside down, had the Moorish hat, turned it upside down and made it an apron. And now it's Indian. And then forever. And now moving forward, now this thing is going to be known as Indian instead of Moorish. Why they change that for? You don't get what they're trying to do? And then also keep in mind that when you hear the Mason whoever is talking about the apron, oh, that's the Moorish hat. Can't make this up. We can't make it up. And then you can just go ahead and you just read the rest. See if this PDF will post. See if this PDF will post in the chat. There more. Just cut and paste that. And then we go read the Peabody Museum stuff. Because, what the hell? 500 pages. Enjoy. It's so much info out there. It's just so much info. And a lot of it is in favor of the Moorish perspective. A lot of it is in favor. Like a lot of it is in favor. That's all Moors do. Study. That's all. Yeah, life goes on and you got to do whatever and you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to go here and there. Yeah, we know. Let's not stop and getting some info though. Let's not stop and getting some info. We already know. We already know. We're walking the path. The Moors say the boat has left the dock. Y'all late. Even try whatever you might try. Y'all late. You just came yesterday. Let's get in this email. See what we have today. Um, I hear many thought leaders all of a sudden bring up nationality. Yeah, because nationality is the order of the day. And everything else they were trying to use to sell packages to people doesn't work. Because like we were just saying, there's too much info out there. There's no way that you can't figure it out yourself. You know, that was their problem with information at your fingertips. And some people take that serious. You know, so they're bringing it up because that's actually the subject matter. But again, they're gonna bring it up in conversation, but not tell you that you're Moors. They're gonna go right back and say you're black or say you're African or something. When they just brought up some concept of nationality, right? So in the conversation, right? Everybody has their podcast or whatever, so they're talking about something, and they'll bring up some subject matter that has to do with nationality. But everybody's in there talking about black man and white people and all that. They're not. That's not nationality that they're talking about, saying black and all that. That's not nationality. What is it? Oh, we might as well do that too. So look that up. Right, just so you can get this perspective. Just a thought. Just a thought. No. All right. We're not gonna go deep and have you lost. So all the leader whoever's should at least be able to go on a law dictionary and give the people the definition of it, so people know what it is. And then if you're talking nationality, then you better be able to identify it, because there's a definition for it. So there's certain things that come with that word that you should be expecting when they say that word. That quality or character which arises from the fact of a person's belonging to a nation or state. Nationality. So if there's no quality or character, don't even listen to what they're saying if they're talking nationality. If their character is jacked up, then they're definitely not the people you should be listening to with regard to anything talking about nationality. Because they lack, if their product sucks, they shouldn't be telling you don't consider them nationality. Now you have to belong to a nation. Nationality determines the political status of the individual, especially with reference to allegiance. Especially. Nationality, okay, you know, it's your status. But if you're talking about with others, they better be a nationality too. Because if you're not national, then you're a ward. while domicile determines his civil status. Nationality arises either by birth or by naturalization. According to Savigny, nationality is also used as opposed to territoriality for the purpose of distinguishing the case of a nation having no national territory. Example, the Jews. You hear anybody say Black's Law Dictionary is anti-Semitic and all that? Because didn't they just use the Jews as an example of a nation having no national territory? So it's right there in the Law Dictionary. Only if they would look it up. So the example of stateless is these people who woe unto them that call themselves and are not. Right, woe unto them that call themselves black and are not. Woe unto them that call themselves Negro, colored, African, Indian, and are not. So they can say the word nationality, but their character is warped if they're talking about nationality and telling you black people. Immediately, that's supposed to be a red flag. Immediately. At that point, you do whatever it is that you're gonna do. Because there's absolutely no need to take them serious because of their view count, subscriber count. They wearing something that don't fall for the thought leader crap. And that's no different than the whoever leader that they said 10 years ago. And then before that, or whatever leader they were calling that. Don't fall for it. They are not speaking from the correct perspective if they say nationality and there's no national territory, there's no national name, there's no national flag, there's no national language, there's no national anything. Like nothing. But they're a nation. It's just like these people over here that they say that they're Nation of Islam, but everybody who's Islamic isn't part of that. Everybody, they're not part of that. But they're saying they're a nation of Islam. But then there's people who follow Islam that are not part of their nation. So obviously that's not a nation. It's just called nation, but that's not a nation. Because if a nation, then everybody who's Islamic would be part of it. They're saying nation. Nation or state. So not because they say nationality and national and nation. Not because they say that means that they're that. So be mindful of these people out here that don't have a nationality, that are telling you about nationality. They're telling you mechanic and there's no car there. There's no car. But they have the hoist out and all that stuff. They're bringing out the drums but there's nothing there. You're standing there seeing nothing there, and you're taking them serious. Hoist is going up, man's coming with the drum. No car there, and you're really taking these people serious. And they're having a conversation while they're working on the invisible car. And then you pay them after. And then you know what to do. You know what you do to go in your car. You go outside where you park the car outside. You go over there to go in the car, like a big dummy. The only thought leader is Noble Drew Ali. Don't let anybody fool you. The only religious leader is Noble Drew Ali. The only metaphysical, holistic health, Noble Drew Ali. Whoever's saying that they're the man and they're not repping for Noble Drew Ali, watch them people serious. Make sure you have your cock eye on them. Watch them. Watch them good. Those are the worst ones. The ones that don't want to give him his honors. They give everybody else and all the other type of BS honors. When it comes to Noble Drew Ali, they're bringing up BS about well, they read that he was this and that. Always have some BS to say. Why did Noble Drew Ali prepare the Circle 7 if there was a Quran already? Well, interesting that you made the distinction that Noble Drew Ali had the Quran, but it's not the Quran that you regularly. So it's not, Noble Drew Ali's putting out this book because there's a Quran already. So he has to make a new Quran. That's not what was going on. That's not what was going on. And this is why we give him the honors, because in being able to have Noble Drew Ali's literature for yourself, right? Being able to have it for yourself, you can find out for yourself. So that way you don't have to be relying on anybody. Because after Noble Drew Ali, there was a lot of games played. A lot of games played. So when we're talking about these two books, Noble Drew Ali said Quran, and then there's a Quran, Quran, and then Koran. The Q, that's for the people who are in the Mohammedan religion. The way of life of a Muslim. Q. The Quran that Noble Drew Ali presented, that's for Moorish Americans. And anybody else who loves Jesus. So if a Muslim loves Jesus, then he could read Quran if he wants. That could be his. You're going to read it and get the message and show allegiance to Noble Drew Ali? Yeah, well, why not? Why wouldn't someone? If they claim that they love Jesus so much. So Quran For Moorish Americans and anybody who sees Noble Drew Ali as who he is and they want his literature, well, there's the Quran. We have something from him for you because it says that it's divinely prepared by him. Yeah. Now, what was this divinely prepared for? So when you go to it, know thyself and thy Father God Allah. The genealogy of Jesus with 18 years of the events, life, works, and teachings in India, Europe, and Africa. These events occurred before he was 30 years of age. These secret lessons are for all those who love Jesus and desire to know about his life works and teachings. So the genealogy of Jesus with 18 years of events, life, and works and teachings in India, Europe, and Africa. They never told you he went there. Why didn't they tell you that he went there? Why did they take that out of your Jesus teachings? You love him so much. Didn't you find it interesting? That he was a boy and then all of a sudden he's getting crucified and all that, and then the story's over? You didn't realize there's a gap here? Well, since you didn't realize, this is what Noble Drew Ali is bringing for you. Now, if you were 12 and all of a sudden you wake up and you're about to get crucified, wouldn't you be wondering what's going on? What happened to those other years? What happened to these other years? Where'd they go? That's how you know people were caught in dogma. They were under brainwash because they weren't thinking people. They weren't thinking people. There was really all these people, and he has 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish, and he fed everybody with 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. You take 5 loaves of bread today and 2 fish and try to feed 100 people and let me see you do that. Let me see you do that. And they played games with you. Dear readers, do not falsely use these lessons. These are for good, peace, and happiness for all those that love Jesus. Telling you again, stressing the point, specifically for you people. You Jesus lover, whoever's, this is especially for you. Right? And then when you look at it historically, who are these people? Oh, these are the people during that time who were coming out of slavery, don't know who they are, all they know is Jesus and the Bible and all that stuff. And then they have this Moor standing up in front of them, fez on and all that, turbans all around him and all that stuff, telling them about, you know, you're missing 18 years, right? Just come to the meeting. Just come to the meeting. And we'll tell you all about it. Do you think those black Christians aren't going to the meeting? You think they're going to be like the ones today who are going to be, oh no, that's not, no, that's 100 years of brainwash versus 30 or 40. Because remember, it's prisoner of war. You know, bringing over here, brought on those ships and all that stuff. All that's BS. Dear readers, Do not falsely use these lessons. They are for good, peace, and happiness for all those that love Jesus. Dear mothers, teach these lessons to your little ones, that they may learn to love instead of hate. As a mother, your black mother, church and all that stuff, going every Sunday religiously and all that stuff, conditions still suck. You've been praying, you want to know what type of God is this and all that. And you see this man with fez on, turbans all around him and all that stuff. So you have little ones, you know, we have some lessons to teach them to love instead of hate. You should bring them to the Sunday school. Yeah, every Sunday. You think these people not bringing their children to Sunday school after they've been praying for all these years? Nothing happening for them. Conditions still suck. And then they realize that it's because of their status. It's not because somebody's mad at them and doesn't want them to. It's because you don't have a nationality. You think she's not going to run back home and tell the father, hey, father, I went to this meeting today for the children. And they got the, and then they got this, and they got the manufacturing company. You can go get a job. We don't got to work for these Europeans anymore. And we can be amongst our people. Dear fathers, by these lessons, you can set your house in order. And your children would learn to love instead of hate. You think they're not going to jump on it? That they've been Bible thumping, praying to Jesus and all that stuff, their Lord and Savior and all that stuff. Conditions suck. And you have enough guts to ask, hey, the hell is going on here? Like, why is stuff still sucks? Slavery's over. How's slavery over and stuff still sucks? And father just, hard times and all that stuff, and sees this man with a fez on. Oh, my brother, you look like you need to get your house in order. So your children could learn to love instead of hate. You should come to the Mufti meeting every Wednesday, 3 p.m. Yeah. And he goes by there and he gets the Quran with the lessons that he's not supposed to have. He wasn't given. And then he's going back. You think he's not going to go tell the mother? No, that was the Mufti meeting and the brothers were there and nobody was on crack and all that stuff. And we were. Do you think they're not going to go running? The lessons of this pamphlet are not for sale, but for the sake of humanity, as I am a prophet and the servant is worthy of his hire. You can receive this pamphlet at expense. The reason these lessons have not been known is because the Muslims of India, Egypt, and Palestine had these secrets and kept them back from the outside world. And when the time appointed by Allah, they loosened the keys and freed these secrets. And for the first time in ages, have these secrets been delivered in the hands of the Muslims of America. All authority and rights of publishing of this pamphlet of 1927 by Prophet Noble Drew Ali. The industrious acts of the Muslims of Northwest and Southwest Africa. These are the Moabites, Hamathites, Canaanites, who were driven out of the land of Canaan by Joshua and received permission from the pharaohs of Egypt to settle in that portion of Egypt. In later years, they formed themselves kingdoms. These kingdoms are called to this day Morocco, Algiers, Tunis, Tripoli, etc. And then by the time you get to the end, he's telling you about the Moorish Empire and that all the Muslims are all the people of North, South, Central America, including the adjoining islands. And this is how they connect themselves back to their vast estate by being a member of the Moorish Science Temple of America. That with us, all members must proclaim their nationality. And we are teaching our people their nationality and their divine creed, that they may know they're not Negro, black, colored. And there's, you know, a lot of different ways that you can go to show why Drew Ali was divinely prepared. But the foundation of it is that first page. That lets you know why this was done. Why are these teachings here? Because for these Muslims of America who thought they were Negro, black, colored, and everything else, which kept them out of being a nation, because if you're calling yourself that, you have no quality or character. So you're definitely not a nation. And if you need any more, just send an email again. How does the affirmation of Moorish American identity impact intergenerational wealth building opportunities? Well, the biggest thing is realizing that slaves can't own property. So if you're talking about any intergenerational wealth, you're talking about things of value. And if things of value are property and you're a slave, then whatever you think you own, you don't own it, which goes back again to Noble Drew Ali and why he said, don't be Negro, black, colored, because they're going to steal all your stuff. Make sure that you're Moors. Have a nationality. And then before stock market crash, Drew Ali warned them, take all your finance out the bank and put it in the post office. And many people didn't hear what the prophet was talking about and lost everything. They didn't listen. So they lost it all. And because of that, they have nothing to pass on to be intergenerational wealth. And not the fact that, you know, whatever the name is or whatever, but the fact that you had it with these people in the first place. You should have had it in your own bank. You know, and we weren't there yet in the 20s. We weren't there yet to have our own bank. But in that picture with Oscar the Priest and all of them, Jesse Binga's in that picture too, at the bottom. So there could have been a bank on the way. There could have been a bank for the Moors if they didn't murder Noble Drew Ali. Just because of who just look up Jesse Bigger and you'll see. And if he's down with the Moorish movement, then we're good then. And then it would be, nationalize him, nationalize all the assets. Because that'll be the only way to be able to actually keep the intergenerational wealth. It's not going to be in the name of a ward, which is going to give these people jurisdiction to eventually come and just take the stuff. It's possible. It's just that majority of the people don't have their status correct. So they're gonna start a community over here, and they're gonna do this, they're gonna do that, and yeah, it's gonna last. But after you're gone from here, where's it going? And then what name's it going into? If it's going to another fiction name, then people are gonna get it eventually. Because how they rule is jurisdiction. They don't rule by being there. They rule by jurisdiction. Asserting force. Because that's their quality and character. See other people suffering, opposed to assisting them in keeping their intergenerational wealth, so they don't have to suffer for generations. Should we as Moors talk about the Constitution more? The Constitution as the United States of America Republic Constitution? The talking about it is for awareness. The talking about it is for others to know that there's regulations with regard to certain people who are claiming that they're the government. So it always should be in the conversation, because majority of the people are going to say that they know what that is. So it should be talked about. But again, going back again, that if the people don't have a national status, talking about the Constitution is mute, because they can't even do anything with what we're talking about, because they're not in the correct status to do anything about it. Which is why, again, it goes back to, talk about Noble Drew Ali. You get to the Constitution after these people know the truth about their nationality and birthrights. But they got to know about their nationality and birthrights before they start knowing about constitutions. But as far as Moorish Americans, Constitution is always in the conversation. But again, everything that we do is for others to be inspired to be themselves as well. Right? So there's Moors who are looking to buy some land to do something, right? Constitution might not play too much of a part because we're talking about actual land and tangible that you have to know. There's certain things that you have to know that there ain't no Constitution talking about, cutting wood and all that. You're not, that's a different subject matter. Because when is it gonna apply? So you're going in pre-knowing about it. You're not just figuring it out on the fly. As far as the Constitution, you would know about it already. And the talk about it more is only if you're being violated. Because they're probably being violated by somebody who thinks that they're government. And that's enforced to keep them in line with what they're supposed to be doing. It goes back again, certain exercise of certain things is going to be different depending on jurisdiction. Because certain jurisdictions, it's a Moor. Certain jurisdictions, there's a body of Moors. And that's going to be part of where the activities is going to go. What type of Moors do you have? Do you have 500 passive Moors? Do you have 6 solid Moors and it's just them in a jurisdiction? So it's all going to depend on whether the Constitution is talked about and then how much is talked about. We were talking about it the other day that if there's some issue and we need to have a think tank, those certain things will be there. Black's Law Dictionary is going to be there. Constitution is going to be there, and we're going to be whatever the subject matter is that we're think tanking about. Certain things are going to be applied. In a case like that, then it's going to get talked about, but it's not going to be. If we're talking about building a house, we're not studying no Constitution to do that. We're studying what it takes to build a house. And that would get talked about more than the Constitution. Not meaning that the Constitution doesn't mean anything, or it's just what we need to know for the time, because we're in real time right now. We're not in, make believe. Like we're in real time. It's moment. Who was the Byzantine tribe that Prophet Muhammad came from? I don't even know, to be honest. Because one of the things that was off was doing research on Muhammad, and just finding out all the things I found out, just like doing research on all the prophets. You're gonna check their their life. You know, if we honor them, and there was some suspect stuff with Muhammad. So anything Muhammad, I'm already turned off, because I didn't like what I found when I researched. You know. So I'll go deal with all the other prophets before I deal with that one. You know. But I'm sure the you know, when we're doing the reference points with Noble Drew Ali and finding out information relative to stuff that he put down, yeah, it's relevant. It should be checked out. But me personally, I don't even do it Prophet Muhammad like that. You know? I see where you know the honors part comes in, but I'm going with the other prophets before him. I'm going with the other prophets. I'm not going to be. I'm not moved by Muhammad. I'm not moved. You know, but I mean, you know that it's a empire. You know, they had their time. You know, they had their time. But it's an empire of themselves. You know, it's not a world thing. You know, they were touting their chests. You know, I mean, they ruled a little area. They thought they were the man. You know? So the connection, even the connection of, you know, the connection of Muhammad and them, and we know about Asiatics being everywhere. You know, it goes right back to everybody being from the same line anyways, because everybody's going to go back to the one. So there's no real separation like that. It really, again, comes back to how are you living? Are you living effed up and like a savage, or are you living like a civilized human being? You know, but it's all about getting ourself in alignment for self. You're figuring it out for yourself. But I've researched Rome and all that, and that was our people too. Like the Greeks were our people too. Yeah, later we're seeing some people looking a certain way. You know. Like, it's all us. It's really all us. Anyway. You know. So whatever prophet you're talking about, and every prophet that you're talking about, we're talking about their lineage, there is our people. all the prophets. This is the one you look at like as you know, you look at it as these beings. You know, look at the message in the lessons. You know, so if you're going Muhammad, you're looking at the message in the lessons, not the being. When you start getting into the being, you're gonna find out some messed up stuff that you're gonna, you know, it might stray you. You know, but if you stick to the lessons, then you know you'll figure it out better. Get rid of the personage crap. Get rid of that. Yeah, you know, peace be unto him, but you know, some things are suspect with Muhammad, and that just never doesn't do anything for me hearing his name. Supreme honors to all the Moors. Supreme honors. Oh. Let me see this one hiding. Noble Ali was said to be Cherokee. Why not unify the Indian tribes and the Moors? The unity is them saying they're Moors. The unity is them saying they're Moors. I don't know if you were late. So we'll just touch this one again before we go. So this is not what Moors say. This is the Peabody Museum of American Archaeology and Ethnology, Harvard University papers. It's not what Moors say. Right. In 1621, the word Indian was substituted for Moorish. I guess you can't see that. In 1621, the word Indian was substituted for Moorish. In 1788, however, a remarkable transformation was effected. The hat became an apron, and the official record reads, an Indian apron of long green feathers, etc. Indian hat. So the original name was Moorish, and then we became Indians. So it's not about the Moors and the Indians unifying. It's about the Indians getting back into saying that they're Moors, just like the blacks have to do, and the Negroes have to do, and the coloreds have to do, and the Indians have to do, and everybody else. Because everybody's trying to talk from this denationalized position about we're a nation. Same thing we were talking about earlier. When you can't. We can't even unify. We could talk it, just like nationality. We can say the word, but that's not the action that's happening. That's why our people look like a big dummy all the time. You know. But again, you know, to each his own. Everybody's gonna find their way. However they find their way, they'll find it. But those who are in the know, the Moors, supreme honors to you. Honors. Honors the Prophet, Noble Drew Ali, for everything that he's done. Everything that he's done. Honors to all the Moors in the chat. Give yourself a pat on the back and a round of applause and a good meal and whatever else you want to give yourself for staying true to the Prophet, Noble Drew Ali. Honors to you. Honors to all the matriarchs. Make sure you go to khalifamedia.com, get your sister's auxiliary book and teach the children, because the whore culture is wilding. The whore woman be a man culture is going crazy. So make sure you're teaching them the right way. Honors to Allah for sending us a prophet, Noble Drew Ali. And don't forget, tomorrow, Sons of Allah, 7:30 p.m. right here with myself and brother Mizraim L. Honors to all the Moors worldwide. Supreme honors. Islam.